The best investors don't panic when the market falls. They stay patient while everyone else quits.
Want to know why successful investors get richer every year? They invest first and spend what's left.
The daily habits of successful investors. Now let's talk about a habit that's probably the hardest to master. Habit 4: they control their emotions. The stock market doesn't just test your money. It tests your emotions. Imagine you invest $5,000. A few weeks later, your portfolio drops to $4,400. Immediately your mind starts racing. Should I sell? What if it keeps falling? Did I make a huge mistake? That's exactly what happens to most beginners. They let fear make their decisions. Successful investors don't pretend they never feel scared. They do. The difference is, they don't act on every emotion. They understand that markets rise, markets fall, and markets recover. Temporary losses are part of investing. They're not a sign that your plan has failed. Instead of reacting emotionally, successful investors stick to their strategy. Because they know emotions disappear. Good decisions stay with you forever. Habit 5: they think long-term. Here's a simple question. Would you rather make money for 1 week? Or build wealth for the next 30 years? Most people accidentally choose the first option. They're constantly chasing quick profits. Buying whatever everyone else is talking about. Selling as soon as prices fall. Successful investors think differently. Before investing, they ask one question. Will this investment still make sense 10 years from now? If the answer is yes, short-term market swings don't bother them. Because they're focused on the destination, not the bumps along the road. Time is one of the greatest advantages an investor can have. The longer your money stays invested, the harder it works for you. Habit 6: they live below their means. One of the biggest myths about wealthy people is that they spend everything they earn. In reality, many successful investors do the exact opposite. They don't try to impress strangers. They don't constantly upgrade cars. They don't buy things just because everyone else is buying them. Instead, they spend less than they earn. And they invest the difference. Every dollar they don't waste today becomes another employee working for them tomorrow. That's how wealth is built. Quietly. Consistently. Year after year. Habit 7: they review their progress. Successful investors don't obsess over their portfolio every hour. But they also don't ignore it forever. They check their progress regularly. Maybe once a month. Or once every quarter. They ask themselves questions like, am I investing consistently? Am I staying within my budget? Have my financial goals changed? These simple check-ins help them stay focused. Because building wealth isn't about being perfect. It's about making small adjustments along the way. The real secret. After hearing these habits, you may notice something interesting. None of them require a high income. None of them require perfect timing. And none of them require predicting the stock market. Almost anyone can start doing these habits today. That's what makes them so powerful. Successful investors aren't successful because they know a secret. They're successful because they repeat the right behaviors. Again. And again. And again. While everyone else is chasing shortcuts. Final thoughts. If you only remember one thing from today's video, remember this. Wealth isn't built by one great investment. It's built by hundreds of small decisions made consistently over many years. Pay yourself first. Ignore the daily noise. Keep learning. Control your emotions. Think long-term. Live below your means. Review your progress. These habits may seem simple today. But 5, 10, or 20 years from now, your future self will be incredibly grateful that you started. Because the best investors don't rely on luck. They rely on discipline. If you enjoyed this video and want more practical investing and personal finance content, be sure to subscribe to *bin invest ***. Thanks for watching. And remember, your financial future is shaped by what you do every single day, not once in a while. Thanks for watching my video, subscribe now. The daily habits of successful investors. What separates successful investors from everyone else? Is it a six-figure salary? A finance degree? Or maybe some secret stock-picking strategy that nobody else knows? Surprisingly, it's none of those. If you ask most people what wealthy investors do every day, they'll probably imagine someone sitting in front of 6 computer screens, buying and selling stocks from sunrise to sunset. Movies make it look exciting. Social media makes it look effortless. But the reality is completely different. The truth is that the world's most successful investors spend surprisingly little time chasing the next hot investment. Instead, they focus on building habits. Small habits. Simple habits. The kind of habits that seem almost too boring to matter. But over years, those boring habits quietly create extraordinary wealth. Hi everyone and welcome back to Invest. If you're new here, this channel is all about helping everyday people build wealth through smarter financial decisions. And today, we're looking at something that often gets ignored, the daily habits that separate successful investors from everyone else. Let's start with the first habit. Habit 1, they pay themselves first. Imagine getting your paycheck. What's the first thing most people do? They pay rent, buy groceries, pay bills, maybe order takeout, perhaps buy something online. And whatever money is left, that's what they save. Successful investors do the exact opposite. Before spending $1, they invest first, even if it's only $50 or $100. Why? Because they understand something most people never learn. If you wait until the end of the month to invest, there usually won't be anything left. Instead, they make investing automatic. The moment money enters their bank account, a portion moves directly into investments. No emotions. No excuses. No debating whether today is the right day. Just consistency. Over time, this simple habit becomes incredibly powerful. Habit 2, they ignore daily market noise. Open your phone for 5 minutes. You'll probably see headlines like, "Market crash. Stocks are soaring. Is this the next recession?" Every single day, someone is predicting disaster. And someone else is predicting record profits. Successful investors know something important. News companies make money from attention, not accuracy. Fear gets clicks. Excitement gets clicks. Calm investing, not so much. That's why experienced investors rarely change their entire strategy because of one scary headline. Instead, they stick to their long-term plan. Because they know that markets have always gone through ups, downs, and recoveries. Habit 3, they continue learning. One thing you'll notice about wealthy investors: they never stop learning. Not because they already know everything, but because they know they never will. They read books, listen to podcasts, watch educational videos, study great investors, and they ask questions. Every single day, they become just a little bit smarter than they were yesterday. That tiny improvement doesn't seem impressive until you repeat it for years. Knowledge compounds, just like money. Someone who spends 15 minutes learning every day will know far more after 5 years than someone who never opens a finance book. And that knowledge often leads to better financial decisions. Better decisions usually lead to better results.